Hi, and welcome back to the Leadership Lab. For today's episode, I thought about discussing success as we all strive to reach it. Success is a very subjective notion as it means different things for all of us. Some of us associate it with our personal lives, others with career, but since this is a podcast for the leaders of tomorrow, I will address it from a professional perspective and share something that has changed my life. Many years back, when I just started my management journey, I had an amazing mentor, a go-to person that would guide me through my career choices and advise me every time I felt like I hit a wall. And believe me, that used to happen a lot. In one of our sessions, he asked me what my own definition of success is. I hurried into answering, so I said, well, to me, success is reaching the top of the ladder. I remember him smiling and saying, okay, but how do you reach the top of the ladder? I again hurried into detailing my views and, of course, covered the talent, performance, and vision, attributes that to me at that point in time were the stepping stones in achieving success. And they're not wrong, however, there is much more to this story. He then gave me a speech about success that will probably stay with me for as long as I live. After that, I looked at my professional growth differently. Let me share this with you. He said that in order to be successful, you need to work on 3 things in this precise order. First one is exposure. Second one is personal brand. And lastly, performance. I will detail each, and yes, you might be just as puzzled as I was on why performance is last. Let's start with exposure. This relates to the network you build, the people you meet, and the ability to get out of your comfort zone. From your early days in a company, you have to become visible, put yourself out there, and make your voice heard. Introduce yourself in meetings, offer your support, and remain available for your colleagues. This way, you get the needed exposure and people will know you. Many times you might feel uncomfortable, especially as you start your journey, but rest assured this will only benefit you in the future. Network and exposure are what guarantees you credibility and professional growth. It will also boost your self-confidence as you will learn from each new circumstance you find yourself into. Another way you can build exposure is by participating in different corporate events, like job fairs, corporate galas, conferences, and also by staying active online on networks related to your work, like LinkedIn, for example. It will take time to become comfortable in such situations, but participating is the first step in building that reliance. Now let's talk about personal brand. This is basically your breathing business card. It's who you are in the eyes of your coworkers, your managers, and your customers. Building your personal brand is an action that has no ending. You continue to improve your image, your conduct, and your skills as you progress in your life. You strive to become better at everything you do. In my view, this is also about the way you dress. Yes, dress code might not seem important, but trust me, it is. I know it is really usual these days to talk about business casual as work attire, but in all honesty, if you're dreaming of becoming a leader, you need to leave your jeans at home. I strongly believe in leading by example, and if you want people to follow your leadership, you need to give them a right figure to follow. Always dress like you are going to an interview for the role of your life. You will see in time people will mimic your style. Elegance, in my view, is a state of mind, and beyond the exterior impact, you will feel stronger if you are correctly dressed. Personal brand is also about humanity. Beyond leadership and work, you're also human, and you make mistakes. Life takes you through different challenges, and people around you need to see that too. Leaders are not heartless individuals with no personal life or no failures. Giving control visibility into that will strengthen your image. Personal brand also speaks about those traits that differentiate you from the crowd. Maybe you have a public speaking ability or amazing training skills. Maybe you are a fabulous mentor or coach. Whatever it is, make sure you grow that skill and make it visible so it becomes part of your brand. And now let's touch on performance. I was also thrown away when I heard this is the last on the list. I remember him telling me very gently that you can be as incredible as you can at what you do. If you're isolated and nobody knows anything about you, you will never get out of your cubicle. The absence of exposure and personal brand makes performance weak and insufficient. So work on your skills and your learnings while also building the rest of your persona. If you want success, you need to work them all together. They depend on one another, and this trinity is what ensures you stay up there and are relevant. I hope this is useful and helps you build the professional you want everybody to admire. See you next time for more interesting topics.